Hello, everybody. You're very welcome to another edition of Waking Up to Your True Potential. My name is Laura Renankowski, and I'm an international life and relationship coach, and I coach in English, Spanish, Finnish, and Italian. So I'm very excited to have my guest today. My guest today is Marcia O'Regan, and Marcia is so talented. She's Irish, and she's a trained color therapist and a spiritual mentor and the voice of the ancient divine feminine. So she is amazing, and she has the most amazing energy. And she's also very international because she's Irish, and she lived in Belgium for a long time. She's married to a Frenchman, and she also has 3 kids. So she can do it all, literally. So it's so nice to have you here today, Marcia. You're very welcome.
It's a pleasure to be here. Hello, everyone.
Marcia, yeah, like we met several years ago in the same coaching mastermind. And it's been so amazing to follow your journey and follow all the amazing things that you've been doing over these years. And I really resonate with everything that you say and everything that you do. I really resonate with it so much. And right now, we're in a stage, that everything is changing in the world, right? Like there's so much chaos and division, and it feels like the old world is falling apart, and then the new earth is emerging, right? So the systems are falling apart. So can you tell me a little bit more about your perspective about the systems falling apart now?
Yes, I feel that it feels actually the guidance that came in the last week for me is that we will see in the next probably 6 months and beyond something like the falling of golden Atlantis, but it's going to be around the systems, the programs, the control. So anything, any place, anything that where you are putting your power into, into the government, into the health system, into anything, into even your, job, nothing is it appears to be kind of secure. And I really feel that the likes of us who are very aware, have done a lot of personal and spiritual development, who are change makers, way showers, leaders, that we've never, to be honest, we've never fitted in, but actually the world that is coming is where we will fit in, because it is really about only to know that anything that is not in alignment with your divine right to thrive is going to fall away. So there's no more of the haves and the have-nots. There's a lot of it's like we all have to come back to the divine truth.
Right. Yeah, wow. I got goosebumps. Or cosmic goosebumps, as I call them, when you were talking about everything, especially the fall, like that it would be similar to the fall of golden Atlantis, because I definitely feel a connection to all of that as well. And I think it's also, because it can be very scary for people right now, right? Like when people hear that, oh yeah, the systems are falling apart, they feel so much fear, right? So I think that it's also important for people to trust the process, right? And to trust that what's going to emerge is a lot better than the old world and the old system, right?
Yes, and I feel that probably the best advice I can give are, right now to know is that first of all, the number one thing is that we all need to be grounded, right? So because when you're not grounded, then you're of no earthly use, right? So it's like we've got to be, when you're grounded and steady. And also to know as well that if you resonate with being a change maker, with, with being a pioneer, knowing you're feeling a very strong calling, that what you've got to give and the message that you're here to deliver, you're feeling now this push and this urgency to kind of get out of your own way and say, you know what, it's actually too uncomfortable not to talk about this, then it means that because you and I and all of us are here to hold the energy for those that are actually waking up, okay, that are going, oh my God, all the things that you put your power into, it's a lie, it's been false. And this has happened before, okay, in another lifetime. Like if you look back and this is what I feel we're kind of getting back to, the divine truth. And the divine truth is your natural state of being is thriving. And if you're not thriving in any shape or form in your life, you're out of alignment. And back in 150 AD, our ancient ancestors knew that the power was within. The power is within you, that your inherent right is to be abundant, that all of your needs are naturally met, and they are met and influenced by your vibration, by your thoughts, by your emotions, and by your deep faith and self-worth that you deserve to thrive. And that's what this is about. And we weren't taught about it. So back in 180 AD, it was a French bishop, Lyons, who decided that the power in the people, it was just like, no, slowly but surely, over repetition. And he wrote many books saying, actually, no, your power is in the church. Your power is in the authority figures. And that's what we have learned, for thousands of years. And when that happened, the Dark Ages came about. And then after that, you saw the likes of, I think there's probably maybe 1800 AD or something, that the likes of Edgar Casey, Steiner, they actually started talking about esoteric wisdom. And so the phase now we're in is actually, and that all happened in the whole, the church, the religions, the higher powers. And now this next phase is the systems, the where we're putting what we're being told. Like even around this whole pandemic, it's been through repetition, and there's a lot of people just following the narrative without actually questioning. And if you do question, then you're labeled as a conspiracy theorist. What's this happening? Like, we don't have to prove anything. We just have to follow our intuition. We have to know what is of divine truth, and we have to be brave and courageous and take aligned action. Knowing that what we're getting to is back to the original truth, that you are a divine soul in a human body.
Yes. That's, everything that you say just resonates so much, and it's so true. And what would you say to those people that are feeling a lot of fear right now, right? Because there's so much fear right now. There's so much fear and confusion, and like what would be your top 3 top tips to combat the fear right now?
So what I'll do is I'll share with you a free meditation that I actually did when I think the whole pandemic. I was guided. I was like, what can I do? And they were like saying, my guide said, do this video. And in this video, it's a grounding and clearing meditation. So maybe the first time you'd listen to it, listen to the whole lot, but then you go after that, go out 4 or 5 minutes in after that, and then you can do that every single day. And I've heard great feedback. So what you'll do is you will ground. So you will anchor into the heart of Mother Earth, And then you will blow out of your field any and all of other people's energies that are in your field. It will go through a divine filter. It'll be transformed into pure divine love, light, truth, and wisdom. You'll just blow that out. And you'll also connect in with the uneasiness, the anxiety, the fear, whatever that is. You're acknowledging that, but you're going to set that free as well, because it doesn't serve anybody. And you're going to blow that out through a divine filter. It'll be transformed into pure divine love, light, truth, and wisdom. And then you're going to call your energy back from all the places, all the people, all the situations where you gave your power away. That will go through a divine filter, and it will come back to you in love. And then you'll drop down into your heart, because what we're doing here is together we are creating a love heart-based consciousness. And so the only way that you can do that is when you're grounded and steady, and when your energy is your own. And then you will make better decisions for you, because otherwise you'll be making decisions with the interference of the collective consciousness, and we don't want to do that.
Yeah. No, that's great. That sounds like a wonderful meditation and a wonderful practice. And it's all about staying true to yourself and staying grounded within yourself, and not listen to the narrative of, what's going on, like what the world is telling you, right?
Yes, and then also to know, like, when it's so easy to get dragged in.
Yeah.
Right. So when you're dragged in, then your energy isn't your own. Okay. So in these moments, like I've had those moments as well, to say, the overwhelm, I could feel the overwhelm bubbling. And I remember one day asking, I was like, okay, divine God, I called in God. I was like, God, what would you have me do? Where would you have me go? Please, divine source, use me. And then I got the guidance to do this Tuesdays, connecting in with love. So it's just connecting in with love, sending that energy out to the collective consciousness. And it's like, okay, that was the first thing. Then another day I was feeling overwhelmed. I was asking, I was like, please, divine, just, what is going on here? What can I do? And I heard in my ear, there is divine justice. So just to know that in this moment, you have to ask yourself, with me, in where I am in my life, in the skills that I've got, how can I make an impact here? What can I do to improve things? And the best thing that you can do to improve things is raise your vibration.
Yes.
Right? Number one, raise your vibration.
Yes.
And keep reaching higher into divine consciousness, and keep doing the inner work, and keep releasing the old paradigms, the old conditions, and know that you matter, you're important, and you are here for a reason. Your soul contracted to be here at this time for a reason, and that the divine can't do its work if you're not in the room, if you're not present.
I know. Those are really good points. And in terms of raising your vibration, I always say that if you focus on love and gratitude, like all the time, automatically your vibration gets higher. And then you can start manifesting amazing things into your life, right? When you focus on those
and then
two
that's
things.
clearing your energy, clearing your energy. And then being with, like, when the emotions come in, it's like, okay, be with the emotion, instead of rejecting, avoiding it, giving, making it wrong, going, okay, this fear, first of all, is this fear mine? Is it maybe partly mine and partly someone else's? What does this, what's the message for this fear? And to say, okay, now, thank you, I've got the lesson. Because when you get the lesson, then you release it and you speak up with divine consciousness. So it's like, it really is about, it just is, instead, I think we give things a lot of, being, right or wrong or good and bad. It's not, it just is. It's just like comes in, it's just, right, this is here. Where's the opportunity in this? Right. Because I really feel that, in my view, when I look at the world and when I look at how people have changed their lives, this whole pandemic has been a fantastic opportunity for people to get off that merry-go-round, to question, to take some time to reflect. Is this the life I want to be living? It's
Yeah.
got people to change careers. It's, there's loads of people that I know of that have actually started up new businesses. We've come back to a simpler way of life, and it's just like, oh my God. So in fact, it has been a wake-up call, because the world could not keep doing as it was doing, because it was all based on the material world, working harder, playing harder, there was no time where it's like, oh my God, you get to have some time with yourself, and you get to choose.
Yeah, exactly. It was like a collective, everybody had to stop on a collective level, right? Everybody had to stop and reevaluate their lives and everything in their lives, right? So yeah, it's definitely been a big wake up call, and people have changed so much and realized so many things about their lives, right? Definitely. And then another thing that you talk about so much and that you're so passionate about are the divine feminine energies now, and specifically the ancient divine feminine energies now. So do you want to tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so the ancient divine feminine energies is the place where the original field of the female consciousness was created. And the original female consciousness is that, in fact, the female energy, it is the creator, right? It is really knowing that the divine feminine is about intuition. It's about a deep knowing. It's about rituals, faith, surrender, determination, action, but aligned action. And it's also about the feminine energies knowing their worth on a deep level, and also knowing that we are the creators. Like that energy of creation, if you think about, like, goddess Isis is the goddess of the ancient divine feminine energy, and it's closely linked as well. It's like it's parallel and connected to the Syrian energy, which would be the one of the galactic beings and planets, which are very, very high frequency. And if you think about the identity of the woman that has been conditioned as being the feminine, it's like, it's sacrifice. It's, women didn't have even if you look at our history, women don't have the experience even of having lots of money. It's like, we weren't even able to have our own bank account. So, the woman, when we look at the feminine, because, obviously too, that when we're talking about the feminine energy, we're not just talking about the sex of, like it's not male or female, but the energies itself.
Yeah.
It's like the way of being, like the feminine was pushed aside, and the woman condition felt that the only way that she could survive was she started acting like a man. And that has meant that the male energy has also lost its way, because now then you had feminism and you had all of this where we were against the male and female. And so what we're coming back to here, and also women also became very competitive with each other. And the ancient divine feminine knows that, and this is what I'm very much involved in, because my guide is Goddess Isis. She came to me about 3 years ago now, and she said, you are the voice of the ancient divine feminine. And it went on for about 5 minutes, and I was like, no, because I didn't want this. I was like, no, you've got the wrong woman.
It's not me, it's not me.
And I was crying and everything. And when I said yes, I got this beautiful, amazing golden light descend right through me. And I have this group, Divinely Prosper. I got guided to do this for this purpose. And it's really about keeping people in that frequency. And last week, I do come in every Monday to go, and I do some channeled sessions to kind of get them up and get them started for the week, remind them. And what came in was the exact same energy, and they all got the divine feminine codes. So you need to be able to embody these ancient divine feminine codes. You need to have the frequency, because if you don't, you can be destabilized. So there's got to be a lot of kind of work, releasing, letting go of who you thought you were, and really going, connecting into the soul and the energy of who you are. And then you will realize that you are not a human. You are a spiritual being first, and you're in a human body.
Yeah.
And so this is what it means really is that we're clearing all the shame, all the times, like when a woman does a wrongdoing to another woman, she causes great harm to the field of the consciousness of the woman. So there's lots of healing there. Guilt, denials, struggle, not good enough, lack of self-worth, all of those things that are in the psyche of the female consciousness, then basically those need to be healed, because they're not true.
Yeah.
So when you come from the purity of the ancient divine feminine, whereby it's like Goddess Isis, her husband was in 14 different parts of Egypt. Did she have the excuse, and say, oh, I can't put him together, he's in 14 different parts, his body is dispersed in 14 different parts? She said, no, I am going to find those 14 parts of him, and I'm going to bring him back. And she brought him back through the ancient secret mysteries of word and intention. And she brought him back to life, and she had a child with him. And that just shows the power of the ancient divine feminine. And you and I and everyone, if we're up for the journey, and if we're available and able to not see anything as right or wrong, not go and get out of the victimhood and get into the power of love, wisdom, and what it really means to be a woman, which is reading energy and following something that you can necessarily put your finger on, but it feels true. It's your intuitive guidance. Empowerment.
Yeah, exactly. The empowerment. Yeah, you said so many good points there. And one thing that I wanted to ask you about, you mentioned how there's kind of been like a distortion, right, between the feminine energies and the masculine energies, right? And I think that now is a moment to find the balance, right? To find the balance between the feminine and the masculine energies. What would you say is the key to finding that balance now?
It's healing. It's all about the healing. I think it's really looking in to what have you been told, and is it true? Is it true? And I'm talking about connecting in to go to the body, because the body is a great communicator. And it's like, okay, so is it true? Does this resonate with me? Right. And what it's about is about the bringing together the divine feminine and the divine masculine in harmony. And what we're going to get then is unity consciousness. So I had a vision a few years ago of me with a male figure sitting in this, this was me in Atlantis, actually. Right. And I asked, when I got the vision, I was like, oh, is that my husband? And I got, no, my current husband. They were like, no, it's not. And when I connected in, it was absolutely amazing, because we were both sitting beside each other, but we witnessed and honored each other for who we were, right? For the gifts that we brought to the table. And there was no fighting against each other. There was no looking down. It was just a mutual love and respect for what we bring, and bringing that together created this vortex of beautiful energy that it was just amazing. And it's just like, if you think about it, it's like, at the end of the day, the only thing that I think will heal and get you into that space is dropping down into your heart and just
Yes.
loving yourself, like love and compassion, you know,
Yes.
love and compassion, and keep connecting with love, even though it might feel, oh my God, how can this represent love? It's just like love is love, all love wins every time.
Yeah.
And if you
Yeah.
think about the people in the world, what are they craving? They're craving love.
Yeah.
That's what they're craving.
That's so true. That's so true. And, just, a couple of weeks ago, I gave a talk about conscious relationships, and it was me and another relationship coach who was a man, right? So we were talking about the divine and the feminine energies. And we talked a lot about the wounded feminine and the wounded masculine, and how to find healing, right? How to heal like all those parts of ourselves to then be able to have a conscious relationship. So I think that that's definitely something that's happening now, like on a very large collective level, right? All the healing, right? Yeah,
Healing. And if you think about,
yeah,
even just know the energies and the memories are also in the land.
yeah,
And that even needs to be healed. So
yeah.
just keep on sending, in fact, you embodying the love
Mm,
frequency,
mm,
opening up that heart, because we actually need to open up the higher heart.
yes,
When the higher heart is
yes,
open, and the higher heart can only open when this heart is open, right? And
yes,
then you
yes.
will feel I mean, it's because it's the higher heart is where the divine communication comes in. Actually, people think it's
Yeah,
coming in here, but actually it's the higher
it's the
heart.
heart. Yeah,
And
yeah.
this year in 2021, it is all about the higher heart, right? So that's
Mhm.
what we're working on. It's associated with the color turquoise, which is really about it's the higher heart. It's like speaking
Mm.
from the heart.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking from the heart, definitely. I mean, I definitely know what it's like to speak from the heart, because with my series, I'm definitely speaking from the heart. And one thought that came to me now is I think that it would be a great practice for, imagine if everybody did this in the world, if all men and all women, first of all, sent love to themselves first, and then sent love, like, as a woman you send love to like womankind, and then also to send love to like all the men in the world, right? And then if the men did the same thing, right? Like, that's the key, right? Like, that's how you heal all the wounds of the collective, right? And yeah, and it literally goes like through time, right? Like,
Yeah.
it goes through all spaces and time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely. And it's
yeah,
unconditional love, really. And what I
yeah,
have found actually that, some people can't take the love. So they reject it. So they make, the other person wrong. They get angry because they're
yeah,
not able to receive the unconditional love. So it's like,
yeah.
we've got to, even though that they might be acting out, like that's what we're seeing in the world, it's just like, okay, love's all there is. Just keep sending the love. And then sometimes we just have to go, okay, rise above all this
Yeah.
BS and go, I'm going to go up here and I am going to vibrate to that frequency and I'm just going to send love. And
Yes.
you will see the difference. I can guarantee you that you will see the difference.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Like I always say, if you focus on love, gratitude, joy and happiness and abundance, like your whole life will change like that. Like, if
Yeah.
you constantly, yeah. So yeah. And then you start seeing it, you start attracting the most amazing people, events, and circumstances into your life, right? You become like this amazing magnet of amazing magical things all the time, and synchronicities, right?
Yeah.
Synchronicity after synchronicity, all the time. So yeah, definitely feeling good feeling good and having a high vibration is the key to everything, and yeah, sending that love out, as well. Definitely.
Mm. And life
And
doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. And it's just like
yeah,
you are, whether you know, it sometimes if your life isn't going according to plan and you're going, like the truth is, what you've got currently in your life, you're creating this,
yes,
right? And you have the power to change this, because if you keep doing the
yes,
same thing, you're going to keep getting the same results. So it's like,
exactly.
just go and say, you know, I'm ready, I'm available, show me the next step. You know,
Yeah,
it's like, I am, I can, I will. That energy is going to create another experience. So it's like, you just need to know, no matter
yeah,
where you're at, you are that powerful. You are creating this through your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions. And you, if you don't like it, you have the power to change it. So that's taking
yeah.
responsibility.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, that's what I always say to people as well. You know, if you want to change your life, the only person that can change your life is you, right? Nobody else can do it for you, right?
Yeah.
And you've always been guided. You know, you've always been guided by your intuition and your feelings, and focusing on feeling good and having that high vibration, and then and then all these messages come to you in terms of what to do next, right?
Yes, and then to know as well, it's just like, you know, people think that your guidance is going to be an easy option. It's just like, I'm sorry, but that's false. Like, you know, I follow my guidance, but some of that guidance is I'm scared shitless, but I still do
Yeah,
it because I know that, you know, that it's easier, to be honest, for me to do it. So I was told when I was in Belgium that my soul was calling me back to Ireland.
yeah,
And basically, when I started looking for, I was like, okay, so I started looking for, you know, different places here to rent. Nothing was kind of happening. And then I thought, okay, you know what? I am, you know, I'm ready, I'm available. You just, you know, if you want me to do this, you
yeah,
know, make it available. And I then got a phone call from my brother saying, I'm going away. You can have my house, you can have my car. So, but we had 3 weeks to pack up our house, to move back to Ireland. My husband then was also, because he was in work, so he was commuting over
yeah,
and back. So I'm not choosing, and I didn't choose to, you know, be with my 3 children on my own 2 weeks at a time.
yeah,
But I follow, you know, and I didn't choose to leave the country just like that in 3 weeks, because I
yeah.
could have gone to the excuse and said, what, moving 3 children? And my children did not speak English. They only spoke French. So it was
Right.
also you know, I'm doing adaptation, but it was a big, you know, change for them that they had to adapt. They went into a school
Yeah.
where they were only speaking English. So they were used to speaking French. So,
Mm, of
you know, it took courage, it took
course, of course.
belief, it took you know, going, yeah, I'm doing it. You know, so I didn't give meaning to the discomfort, but there were also amazing things about it as well. It's just like, I love the whole education system. I love you know, it's all worked out. But
Yeah.
was it easy? No, it
No,
wasn't. And I
no.
think that's what we have to really realize. It's like, if you think that the divine is going to give you like a nice, easy option, it's like,
Yeah.
not always. It requires you to step out of your comfort zone, because when you're out of your comfort zone, that's where your soul is thriving, because
Yeah.
you are made of more than you think.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Wow, Marcia, thank you so much, thank you so much. This has been so amazing. I always love talking to you, and I'm so inspired by everything that you do, and everything that you represent. Do you have any courses or workshops that are coming up that you want to mention?
No, I don't. But what I do have, what might be very good, is to kind of to support people about who the heck am I? What the, you know, who, you know, she's talking about this. She's talking about, you know, you being you know, a soul. I
Yeah.
have a free soul color personality, because I obviously work with color,
Hmm.
and color is the
Yeah.
language of your soul. And
Yes.
I also know that we've all come in with our own unique blueprint that will enable us to live out our soul mission, which is to
Yes.
thrive.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to give that. It's www.glowyourtruecolors.com/numerology. And that
Okay.
might actually support you. And then I can give the free meditation. I'll give you that link.
Yeah.
And yeah, so, and and just
Yeah.
then
Perfect.
you can
Yeah.
follow me on Glow Your True Colors
Right. Yeah.
Facebook. So that's it really.
Yeah, glow your true colors. Like I love that. I love that. And I love colors, I love colors. I'm always wearing colors, and I definitely believe I can feel the difference, right? When I wear different colors, like I can feel the energy, and I can feel the different, vibration. That's why I wore, the blue with the flowers. I love the flowers, so I wanted to be very colorful today since I was talking to you. So thank you so much, Marcia.
Thank you.
It's been such a pleasure to talk to you, and thank you everybody for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed that and got lots of great insights and information. And if you feel scared, if you feel uncertain with all the changes that are happening in the world now, just remember to stay grounded within yourself. Stay grounded within yourself, and focus on the love, and the gratitude, and the happiness, and the joy, and focus on feeling good, and having a high vibration. And that way everything will work out better in your life. So thank you so much, Bright Lights. Don't you can follow me on all social media, and don't forget to subscribe, and give us some comments and likes, and share with your family and friends. So thanks again, and don't forget to tune in every Friday. I have an amazing interview which I post every Friday. So for now, be happy and stay positive and stay well, and I'll see you soon. Bye.